Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I last picked up the camera. The last time I did a YouTube was in June in Marbella where we did the photo shoot. Since then, I've transitioned through summer, managed a lot of socials and done a reverse diet, and we've now moved into an off season. So I'm trying to build as much muscle mass as possible at the moment. And the reason for that is we've got another goal in the diary, which is in exactly a year's time. So that's in November 2026, and that's going to be another photo shoot, this time in Dubai. So it's going to be bigger and better, and obviously want to bring the best package yet in terms of muscle mass and also condition. So today I'm going to be running you through exactly what I'm eating to build muscle for that shoot, and we're also going to run through a push workout as well. So first up is a quick physique update. So today I weighed in at 80.6 kg, which is over 13 kilos up from my lightest weight back in June for the photo shoots. However, we're only halfway done. I want to push to at least 90 kilos by the end of this off season, probably going to be around end of January time, and then do a maintenance phase through February, March, and then we'll see where we're at then and potentially look to cut. Now, as you can see, the arms, back, chest, legs, they're all a lot thicker. I've lost some condition, as you always will when bulking up, but everything's looking in a good spot. We're putting on mass, we're putting on strength, so we're in a good space. However, that's still very lean given the amount of weight I've added and in the time frame too. If you think about it, that's only in 5 months. Now, obviously, a lot of that weight will have piled on quickly straight after the shoot in terms of glycogen, water, etc. But we've definitely built a solid amount of muscle. So overall, I'm really happy with how the physique's progressing at the moment and the amount of muscle that we're adding. So let's show you what I'm eating to accomplish that. So when I wake up, the first thing I do after weighing myself is rehydrate and take a ginger shot. So I'll have 1 pint of water on its own, then I'll have another pint of water and mix in 5 grams of electrolytes, and I'll use that to wash down a ginger lemon shot. These ginger lemon shots, I juice these up on a Sunday. I have 3 bags of ginger, 3 whole lemons, juice them up, divide it into 7 little pots, and then I have one of them every day. That's just great for digestion and overall health. Then once that's done, I go for a walk every single morning just around my local park for around 3,000 steps. The goal is 10,000 steps a day. That's usually achieved with a similar walk in the evening, plus just general movement throughout the day. This morning routine, it wakes me up, it gets the blood flowing. I get to view some bright natural light first thing as well, which is great for your circadian rhythm. That's going to improve sleep and also wakefulness in the day. So this for me is a perfect morning routine. It sets me up really well for the day. Once that's done, I'm back in the flat for meal 1. For this, I will have 2 bagels. 1 bagel is going to be a cinnamon and raisin one, and one's going to be plain. I have 20 grams of jam in the cinnamon bagel, 20 grams of peanut butter in the plain one. That is just personal preference for me. You can play around with it whatever way you want. These are the bagel variations that I like, and I find particularly the one with the peanut butter and the plain bagel is just unreal to me. And then also I'm going to have a 30 gram whey shake to make sure that I've got a good amount of protein going in there as well. So we've got healthy fats, a lot of carbs, which we want on a bulk, and a good serving of protein first thing. So again, perfect breakfast, sets you up for the day. Right, so we're now coming up to midday and it's time for meal 2, which is going to be my pre-workout meal. Now what I have for this is big bowl of cereal, 150 grams, 153 there. Then I'm going to have 250 gram of frozen berries. Now with this, I get this out of the freezer in the morning with my breakfast so it has time to thaw. I'm also going to add with that 200 gram of Greek yogurt, 0% fat Greek yogurt. That's going to give me some protein. And then with my cereal, I'm going to have almond milk, low calories, of course, and a couple of coffees as well, just for some caffeine to get a bit of a stimulant and pre-workout in me. So yeah, I'm going to eat this and then we're going to go and train. And actually one thing about this diet that's worth mentioning is you'll notice things like the almond milk, the 0% on the Greek yogurt, we're limiting fat. So we want to prioritize and bias the diet towards carbs because carbs are anabolic, fats not so much. So we want to keep fats at a baseline and just really ram home the carbs, which is why you'll see a ton of them in this diet. A lot of high volume food, but not many fats and not really the nice, tasty stuff that we want to eat. So first up is going to be the pec deck. Now with this, what I'm doing is essentially pre-exhausting the chest. I do this on both my chest day and my chest and back day. And this allows me to prevent injury, warm myself up nicely, and it just builds that mind muscle connection for when I do go into those heavier lifts. It means that I can drive more of a stimulus on the intended muscle, which here is obviously the chest. Once I've wrapped up 3 sets of that, I then go into an incline dumbbell press. Now previously I haven't really done any free weights because I was always cutting. I was very low in my body weight, as you know, 67 kilos, and therefore I didn't have that stability. But now I'm bulking, I'm putting on body weight, I can start to add these back in. I've managed to get up to the 35s, which isn't a lot. I do want to push that a lot higher this off season, but we're slowly getting there. I've got 9 reps on these sets here. I move into a dip machine. Now you can do this body weight, and I do really like body weight dips. I haven't done them for a while. They're actually something I'm really good at. However, with this machine, you can really lock in, stabilize, not move anything out of the rest of your body, and just move the arms so that you can focus all of the tension on the target muscle. Now with dips, you can either focus on the chest or the triceps. Now for me, my chest is quite well developed, whereas my arms are a very lagging body part. So I'm keeping my body upright rather than leaning forward, and I'm not going too high up, which is going to put more pressure on the chest. So I'm really biasing the tricep here and putting all of the tension through that at least as much as possible. I'm going really slow. I'm squeezing at the bottom, locking the arm out and squeezing at the top just to really drive tension on the triceps there. Then we move on to a flat bench press. Now this is a machine variation. It will give you a lot more stability. Again, you can drive more tension in your chest and build that mind muscle connection because you haven't got to worry about stabilizing the weight. So this is a good one. I really like it. I like the fact that it's flat as well and you can really lock in. I don't like those vertical ones where you're sat upright and you press outwards. I much prefer the ones where you're laying on your back and you can really drive your feet into the floor and get some really good stability, and that's just going to make you a lot stronger on the movement. Now, as I mentioned, triceps is a lagging body part. So here we're doing another compound which biases the triceps. So this is going to be a Smith machine close grip bench press. So what this does, again, it takes the need to stabilize away. If you do a close grip bench press on a normal bar, it's really difficult to stabilize where your hands are so close together. So get on a Smith machine. Don't go too close with it. It just makes it awkward and puts a lot of strain on your wrists. Go about shoulder width apart. Bring that arm down in a nice straight motion and then straight up again, and make sure again you're flexing the triceps at the top and bottom. Then what push day wouldn't be complete without some lateral raises. Now this is going to hit the medial head of the deltoid, the one that really makes them pop from all angles, to be honest, and this is quite an underrated movement. I think that a lot of people could do with adding these in more. Me included. I've got small delts, I've got small arms, so just hitting 4 clean sets here with the 12.5s. Potentially a little bit heavy for me, but I've really built that mind muscle connection with this movement. I can feel it burning all the way through. I struggled with these for years and years. And what I do is lead with the pinky, think about the target head that you're trying to hit. And as you go up, stop at 90 degrees, don't go past that because it's just going to put tension on the traps and take it off the delts, and really try and press your scapula before you do it. The other thing to note with this is obviously because it's a dumbbell variation and not a machine, it will get harder the closer to 90 degrees that you get. So when you can't finish any more reps, what you can do is some partials at the bottom. So just go as far as you can just to really eke out as much tension as possible. And then lastly, we're going to finish on another tricep exercise. So this is a rope pull down on the cables. Notice that I'm using a long rope here. It's so much better to do that rather than the short rope that most gyms have. It just gives you more range of motion, allows you to really come back and fully extend the triceps, which is going to put it in the fully shortened position where you can get the most tension. Again, squeezing top and bottom, little pause at both ends, and just drilling 3 sets to failure here to finish off the workout. And then lastly, I've gone over for a quick physique check with a pump on. Now, we obviously did this at the start of the video where we showed the fasted physique shots, and there's a big difference between the two, to be honest. Some people respond better when they've got food in them. I'm one of them. Once I've eaten a bit of food, I've done a bit of training, my muscles pump up and I look way better. And again, I can compare this to the physique shots that I took back when I was really lean in the same position. You can see a lot more size, a lot more muscle mass, but obviously nowhere near the definition. But hopefully next year, once we've built enough muscle and we diet back down again, with the extra muscle and the same level of leanness, we're going to look absolutely incredible. So that is the goal. Right, first session back after a 5-day deload. That was really good. Push session boxed off. I have now got my post-workout meal, which is 2 squares bars. I've just got the shitty Aldi ones, but they'll do. I normally have them on the drive home, and then when I get home I have some more carbs, which I'll show you in a minute. Just been to the shops actually. Look what I've got. 10 kilos of rice, 2 kilos of oats. I'm walking down the street with it, very bait that I'm bulking. So yeah, I'm going to eat these on the drive home, and then yeah, I'll show you the next meal. Right, so I just got back in from the gym, and I'm going to have some more carbs, which is going to be 8 rice cakes and 30 grams of either dates or raisins. Bit of a weird combination, but it's just getting more fast digesting carbs in to replenish glycogen after my workout, kickstart recovery, and then I'll have a main meal about half an hour after that, which is normally going to be chicken and rice. Today I need to meal prep, so I'm going to save that for later, but the next meal after that I'll show you. Now, if you followed my YouTube for a while, or you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I love this meal. It is a ridiculously good meal. So in here we've got 125 grams of oats, which is quite a lot. 50 grams of raspberries, 100 grams of frozen blueberries, and 25 grams of dark chocolate. Mixed in before you add the toppings, 30 grams of white chocolate whey. It is so good. So yeah, I'm going to get this down me. And then we've got 2 more meals to fit in. So that is all my meal preps done for the next few days. I have a chicken meal for lunch and then a mince meal for dinner. So the rice, 120 gram jasmine rice. Then I have green beans and carrots as my veg, just because they have a lot more soluble fiber than insoluble. That works really well for my digestion, but that's a very individual thing, to see what works for you. And then obviously the meats, lean meat, cooked in 1 cal spray. The beef is 5% fat. So that is what we've got. And then in terms of the calories for the day, the total comes to 4,200 calories, 232 grams of protein, 657 of carbs, and 69 grams of fat. So it's quite a lot of food. And actually, when I did a proper bulk a couple of years ago and really pushed that, I got to 5,500 calories. So it'll be interesting to see where I get to with this one. I'm going to showcase that at the peak of the bulk in terms of what I'm eating, again very similar to today. Thank you for watching. I hope you took something valuable from this today and enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.